Hi, I'm Tyler Muir, and this is my online personal video statement for the SDSU's online hybrid program to become a educational counselor. So the first question is, tell us what you're most passionate about and why you're interested in becoming a mental health professional, counselor, or educator. So ever since I could remember, I've always wanted to help my fellow students. I had my own math tutoring business since middle school that I carried on through high school and into college, which totally helped out pay the bills for sure. Um, I also worked for RSVP, which stands for the Relationship Sexual Violence Prevention Services at USC, where I would help answer questions of incoming freshmen and sophomore students on just basic campus life and questions on where things will be, like certain services will be and located. And another thing that really pushed me in this direction of wanting to dedicate my life to helping students would be when I shadowed a counseling faculty and professor at Santa Ana Community College named Michelle McIntyre, Professor McIntyre. And I just love shadowing her, being able to see her meetings with her students as well as her other faculty and her workshops that she had on helping students become successful. And just seeing like the passion that she had as well as my counselors that I've had in the past that have totally helped me out, succeed on to the next level, I realized that this was a career that I totally have wanted to pursue. So the second question, what do you hope to learn through this program? I hope to learn a lot about this program for sure. I love the overview of the online of how you say you hope to promote diversity and social justice, which I am totally, that is what I believe in and super passionate about for sure. I mean, that's definitely one of the reasons why I worked at Relationship Sexual Violence Prevention Services, just so I could create this atmosphere on my campus at my university where every student feels safe and welcome to, be a normal college student without having these fears of not being treated equally due to their race or, their ethnic background. And I mean, I've had these conversations with students at RSVP that I lectured to that would wait after my lectures to ask me these questions about, they're anxious and afraid of potentially um, making friends and being accepted in this in our campus. And another thing I hope to learn through this program would definitely be the one of the classes that I saw online was CSP 652 about trauma. And I've actually had an opportunity to take a class called Occupational Therapy 325, Brain, Body, Mind, and we learned a lot about trauma. We had a whole subsection on trauma. And I just learned that, how impactful trauma can be on the individual and how there's so many different levels of trauma that can occur, especially when, you are multicultural or have a different everyone has different backgrounds and the different trauma varies to person. So I feel like learning more about that will definitely help me in my career of being an educational counselor, just so, I'm aware of these situations of students that might come from different backgrounds. Another class that I think sounds super interesting would be CSP 636, the mental health recovery class, just because I think we all know someone or or personally have had experience with, mental health problems. And I think knowing everything, being, the master on mental health education would be super important in my career, just because I'll be able to identify, problems that the students might be having, as well as, just being a good counselor will be able to a good counselor is able to see like students, their emotions and their personality changing up and down, and hopefully I'll be able to connect that into mental health. And I'm very excited to learn about that. Trauma, all the classes honestly sound very interesting. So what will my contributions be to the field, and how will you work with others to provide them with helpful mental services? So when I shadowed Professor McIntyre at Santa Ana Community College, she had the opportunity of teaching multiple classes, like the career life planning class, the personal exploration class, as well as the study skills class. And during these classes, not only did I learn about how to teach these classes and be a good educator, but I also learned a lot from her lessons. And it just shows how important these life lessons are for students to become successful students in college. And that's how I think I will contribute, would be some similar to Michelle. I would really try to push all of the resources that my university has to help these students, because there's a lot of resources I personally didn't know about at USC that I just found out about that I could have totally taken advantage of and wish I did. But luckily, when I was at OCC, I had counselors that pushed me in the directions of these free resources that I could take advantage of, and I'm just so thankful for that. And I think my contribution will totally help out other students. And I really just hope that you guys accept me into SDSU. Thank you.